Good morning once again. It's 11:41 and I am just leaving the mortuary at the Northern General Hospital. Just wait till the shutter goes up. That's it. 11:42 now, sorry. So Mr. Hemmingham, this is my second trip to hospital to Northern General. Mr. Hemmingham, David, he's no longer here. He's out on a funeral. So one of the lads has not turned in today. We know he weren't coming in, so Dave's actually on funeral. So sadly I'm by myself. Well, I'm not. I've got 4 people in care with me in back. So you're never by yourself in this job. So this is my second visit, as you know, to Northern General. I've got 4 arrangements today. And I've also got to go to Rotherham and then I think St Luke's. I'm not 100% sure, but I think St Luke's, and I've got to go to Rotherham. So busy old day. So what I've come on to say is, I got back and Cheryl said to me, we got a phone call yesterday from, I'll tell you who it's from, Yorkshire Live, Jasmine, a reporter for Yorkshire Live. They're going to be doing a thing about a Sheffield day in life for a Sheffield funeral director, and they watch this. Jasmine watches this channel. I think Jasmine's subscribed. If you haven't, Jasmine, press subscribe. Shout out there, babe. She's lovely, she really is. So Cheryl says, will you ring Jasmine? You need to ring her, she wants to speak to you. So people said that I court publicity. Well, I don't actually. Publicity courts me. I've never once contacted a reporter and says, will you do an article about us in Star? Will you do this? Will you do that? They don't. I don't want Telegraph and Star. Yeah, I'm always in it, because what they do is they look on YouTube, they look on Facebook, and they think, bloody hell, 50,000 follow that one. Nobody else has got a following of 50,000. Not another funeral director has got that following. So Star thing, he's got a following of 50,000 people will ask his advice, and that's what Jasmine's done. She's seen this and she thought, do you know something, it would be a good article to do that. Day in life for a funeral director in Sheffield. This week there's been a programme on about a girl who's been autopsied, first ever televised autopsy. I've not seen it all yet, so I'm not going to make any comments on that at this point. But I know that she was embalmed prior to the autopsy, and from the little snippets that I'd seen, people have said, is it really like that? Well, it's not when someone hasn't been embalmed. You got to remember that girl were embalmed. What a brave young lass. And that's what I believe. We should open the industry up. Northern General Hospital and Allenshire and St Luke's and everywhere should say to families, do you want to see where we look after people? Undertakers should do it. We should all open as doors and say, not to everybody. I'm not saying you've got to come and look. 5 million people tuned in to that My Dead Body programme. 5 million people just straight out of the fucking Audi. How did I know it were going to be an Audi driver? Straight out of the junction, didn't even look. And I can't, as I said before, just slam brakes on. It says private ambulance across front of it. Any Audi drivers watching, I do apologise for slating you. Can't help but say what you see, can you? Anyway, back to that. 5 million people have watched that programme. That shows there's an interest in death. That people said to me, funeral directors shouldn't be on Facebook. What are you going on YouTube for? Well, I've gone on because it's for certain people who want to know what happens after death. It's good that we can show them. We're not worried that people see what we do. Years ago, it were all shrouded in mystery, you know. My careers officer, when I said I wanted to be an undertaker, come back and says, they don't talk about it, Michael. Now, my mate who wanted to work for Murphy's, Chris O'Connor, and I knocked about with a kid called Chris O'Connor, Vincent Foster, and Hughie Connolly. Hughie was my best mate when we were at little school, and he was still a really good mate up to us leaving school. I hadn't seen Hughie for years. Hughie were a right nice kid, and his mum used to do us toast, lived near Manor Top. He was on it boy, and they had all girls, Mary and Frances, and I had some really lovely times at their house. I can see his dad now sat in chair, big guy and a grafter, proper grafter, that man. His mum was lovely. Sadly I lost touch with Hughie, but you know, I'd like to one day meet up and say, how's it going, pal? Anyway, back to that, dispelling the myths. I do believe that we really need to talk about death. People today will talk about sex, they'll talk about rubbish, they'll talk about relationships, they'll talk about all sorts, but mention death and it's, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Well, there's more chance of some people dying than there is getting a fuck, because there's some ugly people about, as we all know. So they want to be talking about it, don't they? Not if I can say that, actually. I hope Harry's not watching. Anyway, I've said it now. So Jasmine, Yorkshire Live. I think it's Yorkshire Live. I've got a number here because I had to ring her. Yeah, Yorkshire Live. She's going to be doing this article. It'll be about me now. When they do that article, some people will be saying it's caught in publicity again. I was contacted by them, so that's why I've rung them. So it's not caught in publicity. They don't get that I run a business and it is a form of advertising. YouTube is, Facebook is. We use advertising, the advertising tools that you use, they're free, so use them. I'm in a booklet at Bereavement Service a month, very back page, which is most best page you can get. We've been on that page since day one, and we take the full page up. I pay a fortune for that. Through Sheffield City Council, I pay a fortune for being on back page, prime position. But it's worth it because it's my page and I've always had it, and that's what I like. It's advertising, but I pay a lot of money to advertise. I don't advertise all over the place. I don't need to. You know, people, decent, genuine families who's used us will always come back to us. You know, so we're going to get somewhat, obviously, they'll slate me because problem with pay. They never moan about the funeral. There was never a problem on funeral. It's always me. He said this, he said that, he did this, he did that. Well, if you'd done something like that, you wouldn't actually use that person, so it's just crap. Some people like attention. That's what it's about. Anyway, going back to our place, and then I think I've got 2 arrangements, and I'm going out to hospitals. I was going to say it's a busy day, but it's a normal day. We're always busy, sadly. Anyway, I better leave you all, Anna. Enough of ranting and raving this morning. There will be an article about me in Yorkshire Live. No, I didn't ask them to do it. You can check. They just did it because they thought I'm like a proper undertaker from Yorkshire, Sheffield. If you've enjoyed my channel, press subscribe. Without a doubt, leave me a comment. Without a doubt, I do answer when I can. I can't answer your comments all the time, but I will answer as soon as I can. Alright, I do love reading. I read all your comments, and I love to see that subscription number going up. It's 900 and something now. It's pretty brilliant. 912 I think it were. So get your mates to subscribe. Send out in, subscribe to this, share my channel, get them on it. If I'll get a chance later, I'll put something else on. I'll bash it today, how's that? I'll bash it with a bit of ranting and raving and moaning and groaning. Another one they're trying to pull out. Never mind. Great, have a good one.